Well, good morning, our beloveds. It is 10:01, which is a mirror of itself. When you expect to see the world kinder, more loving, more gracious, and you're not, where within yourselves do you hold resentment and anger and frustration at the lack of care from others? Why is it that you get to judge the others for not being good enough when maybe that is where they are meant to be right now, to circle the drain a few more times because they haven't fully captured the lesson, the formula of their growth phase? When you do math, and many of you do not like math, when you do math, do you do one problem and then claim mastery? Or do some of you do 100 math problems to show that with a lot of different variables, inputs, that you can still calculate the output? How many of you shortchange yourselves in the learning process and then expect or demand that of others? Maybe they are masters of perfection, where they want to really master this lesson, not to get through it, but to learn it so they can build on it. Figure out where maybe you too are rushing the process. Maybe the goal is not to get to your end destination, but really to enjoy the sights and the experiences that take you off-road, that delay or distract you from your ultimate goal, which is to reach enlightenment. But maybe enlightenment isn't what it is that you have been taught to believe, or just inherently believed because you don't recognize that your childhood and the patterns of the culture and the community and the family and the construct within which you were raised matters. What you believe doesn't matter as much as you think it does. If you deny climate change, does that make your belief true? If you deny gravity, does your disbelief in it negate its impact on its effect on the result of the gravitational pull, the centrifugal force? There are opposite things that you don't understand, where you believe one thing and it is not grounded in truth. It is simply grounded in your belief system. So maybe let's try not to rush to the finish line of enlightenment, but instead focus on mastery of each lesson, because those of you who are focused on the goal continue to forget about the journey. And then, most importantly, you demand that others rush as well. But who are you to tell them to go down the highway of life at 90 miles an hour when it really is the river of life, where sometimes you are to meander on a lazy part of the river and then other time get rushed down the steeps and the rapids? There is no more tomorrow, and there still is a yesterday when you go in reverse. Find the lessons and the messages from the past, from the times gone by, where maybe you rushed it, where maybe you didn't sit with yourself, offer yourself kindness and grace and gratitude for your ability to relive those difficult moments that shattered your belief in humanity and the goodness of a God or anything outside of you, and where you began to focus on survival and less on the magical nature of the world around you. Find the truth that is hidden within science and within nature and within the universe. Be curious about what it is, and instead of saying, I know the answer, say, I think I know the answer, but let me go back and explore this and see if I can look at it from another person's perspective so I can learn more about what happened. History is a perfect example. History and the books about it were written by the winners. But maybe it is time that we look at the history and the storylines and the narrative from the losers, because maybe there's more to be learned from a place of compassion for those who were annihilated instead of those glorious men who killed with impunity. Finding yourself in the past will help the current and the future energetic imprint of Mother Earth so much more than you realize. So we would ask, just do your part to revisit the past from the perception and perspective of the losers and not the winners. And see what maybe you can gain through a novel new approach of being curious about other people's belief systems, experiences, and most important, the losses that they experienced because of your belief system, where you might have been wrong in the capitalistic approach and in the we're going to force everyone to convert to our belief system so we can ultimately make money off of them. That is the capitalistic approach. Acknowledge it, acknowledge the benefits, but also the harms. And so it is. Namaste.